next match and gets third, and he can go till next week. Got to be an individual. A lot of people trying to help him get back to the sidelines, and no, he's doing it himself.
Oh, and the way he's limping, I'm not sure how much better it's going to feel next weekend.
That's a possibility too. Yep, I'll agree with that. So now we go down to Vinny's match down there. You take it away, Carl.
Well, we're a minute in. It's still scoreless, nothing at Consolation semifinals at 144 pounds. Vinny Klum coming into this match at 25-19, and Alex Blazik. I'm going to say Blazik, 19-15 yep. From Adams Friendship. We got no takedown.
Another action in a semifinal down there. It's 7-1 in favor of Jacob Bertling from Nakusa, as he's taking on Jay Stetzer from GET. And then in the other semifinal, in the middle here, we have Brody Wallner from Adams Friendship. He's taking on Gavin Tritz from Nakusa Assumption. See, now we have to really behave. I see the big man moved up here beside us.
Yeah, Mr. Gillen.
Yeah, Mr. Gillen. He must be changing his vantage point. Got a chuckle out in there.
Well, time's going to run out in the first period. Scoreless.
He's just like the rest of us. He's getting a little old. He needs a back rest. So I've noticed him other times during the year. He likes getting in that upper level, so people can't see him squirming around quite so much.
Well, we're going to go on our feet. I believe that was Blazik's decision.
Yep. Boy, second period again. Another one of those matches, no score. Yep. Going to have a little discussion with these officials when we get done for the day and saying, wow, how can we get it almost into the third period and nobody scores?
Make them work.
Make them work.
Well, we'll have a quick thank you session here. Laval Telephone Co-op, Lynn's Home Center of Cashton, Nicolati Construction, Nordic Lanes of Westby, North Crawford Seneca Wrestling Club, and the Marketplace of Gays Mills, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Organic Valley, and Portland Implement, all helping you bring today's wrestling action from Richland Center.
Back to the action here, semifinal action. We have 8-4 down there with Bertline still ahead at 132. And then in the center match, it's still 0-0 in that semifinal match. And then where are we at in Vinny's match?
Well, we're just over a minute into the second period. We've got a stalling warning on Klum. We're still scoreless on our feet.
Getting about the midway point of here, the semifinal actions. And from there, I know that was their planned break after the semifinals, is take a break and reset for the finals. And so far, that's setting up pretty good that we should be, we're almost 10-2 right now. Figure another good hour or so at this. So we should be set up to maybe be done with this round somewhere in the 3:30 to 4 o'clock range, and then maybe get into semifinals and finals by 4:30.
And they're going to get Klum for stalling again and give Blazik the first points of the match. 15 seconds to go, second period.
Well, maybe that'll get Vinny fired up a little bit. We still got the whole third period to go down there, though.
It should be Klum's decision. Guess if I were there, I would tell him, well, he's going to go down. I'd tell him not to go on his feet.
Well, he did. He went down. Down the last 10 seconds on the other end there. Bertline up 8-6. Match is over down there. Jacob Bertline from Nakusa Assumption, the sophomore, wins 8-6 and moves on to the finals. Still no score. We're a minute left to go in this other semifinal at 138.
Blazek trying to put the legs in. He's got the right leg in. Klum's got to stay active. He's already given up, and they got him again.
No, that was the first warning on the other guy.
Oh, well, he...
Or was it the first one?
It was first warning on Blazek.
So that evens it up a little bit. Gets Vinny. Oh, nice move by Vinny. Keep going.
He didn't reach through the leg on that.
He needed that, or he needed to rotate his hips. Either one would have helped you. You're right, Carl.
He did a good job getting out to that sit position right away, but
now he's got to rotate his hips, or he doesn't want to stay there. Wow.
Yeah, he's not going to give up any back points.
No.
Blazek doing a pretty good job, though, riding parallel. So he's been warned once, and that could come back. That could tie the matchup. We got 52 seconds to go. Klum trailing by 1.
I like the action he's creating right now. I think he can really score here.
Well, and he's quick to get that first move out, kind of hip heist a little bit. And I say that, and he just kind of sits there. But
he's still trying for that move. Now he's got
to roll through.
He went through that move about halfway, and he stopped. He needed to continue it, and he would have been all right. He's got some nice things going here, but he's really looking for a type of Granby roll. There it comes. He's got to finish it, though. Nice job by the other kid coming. Blazek coming back with a leg hook.
And now we're going to give up 3 near fall. So at 20 seconds to go.
Now he really needs to get out and hit that Granby. Blazek's content to just settle in here and stay right there.
Yeah, he can afford to give up a stalling point right now.
Well, he can't give up a stalling point holding him on his back.
Not in a pinning combination.
Yep. That's what he did, is just hold it right there.
Time will run out. Final score 4-0 Blazek over Klum. That will end Klum's
junior
tournament trail.
Did some nice things there in that third period. He just was just that little tad from finishing it.
Another wrestler that we're going to look forward to seeing again next year.
Yep, it's a nice nucleus of young athletes that the Vroka coaching staff has got here.
That'll bring up Richland Center.
Yeah, we'll just stay down there. That's probably Jelinek, I believe, or...
they're still at 44.
That's Eli Muckler, I believe. He's taking on a young athlete from Wisconsin Dells in a Consolation semifinal. That's Eli Muckler. He takes on, just as I say that, the computer kicks out Luke Sampson from Wisconsin Dells.
Well, we'd like to thank a few more sponsors: the Prairie du Chien Blackhawks Wrestling Club, Premier Co-op, Richland Grant Telephone Cooperative, the River Valley Blackhawks Wrestling Club, the Royal Panther Wrestling Club, Sealands Carpetland, Sid's Concrete, Southwest Tech, and Stanek Dental, all sponsors of today's wrestling action.
Wow, some real good action going on here in the middle mat. Is Eli Muckler did get taken down there, but a nice throw by Wallner here. He gets it back to 5-3. That he's actually gets ahead with that throw, so he got 2 takedown and 2 near fall, so it's 5-3 with 4 seconds to go here. And if he rides this out, he's going on to the championship match, and he does. Big move there for him in that conference rematch there going on between him and Tritz. Never thought you'd see hair like that, did you, Carl?
No. And it went from the basically the same hair requirements from the 70s to, well, you just do whatever you want.
Yep, that's basically it.
We don't care. Full beard, go for it.
Yep, there you go. So now we're going to move on to 144 in the middle mat there. Not sure if this is a semifinal or not. I think it might be.
And I think that they view the hair as an extension of the headgear, so you can't grab the headgear, you can't do anything like that.
Yep.
I think you should be able to, get a double ponytail head throw.
There you go.
If they want to grow their hair out, you should be able to use it.
Well, I did see in a college football game that a young man was running down the field, and the guy, that was what he could reach and grab, and he grabbed his hair and threw him to the ground. Wasn't real popular, but this is in our semifinal action here in the middle, man. That's Mason Romanelli from Boston. He's taking on Drew Hurd from Prairie du Chien in the semifinal bout at 144. As you're watching down there in our Consolation semifinal at 144, Lucas Sampson now, he's got Eli Muckler in a bad way, as he was winning 5-0. Now it's going to be 3 more. It's going to be 8-0. Ooh, wow, that was a big return there. I think the official got caught on the bad side there, that he really couldn't see that. Should have probably not have happened, but Eli now going to be giving up some more back points. And it's 8-0. Going to be 11-0. Sampson right now, the senior, doing a pretty decent job. This is Eli Muckler's senior year too, so if he can't that's as we just said earlier with a couple of young men, that's going to be the end of this high school career in this case for Eli Muckler. So now we'll move to mat number 2. We do have a prairie wrestler out there, Drew Hurd, that we're going to cover. He's leading in his match with 35 seconds to go. He's looking for a tilt, a double arm bar, I call it basically a double wrist tilt, really, or an arm bar tilt with a wrist. But he gives up on that. Still holding a 2-0 lead there as we got 20 seconds to go in that period. Down on mat number 3 in a Consolation semifinal. That's at 150.
Well, that's Rodrigo Vasquez Camara, one of Baroqua's foreign exchange students.
Oh, there you go. See, there's where your knowledge of those guys. He takes on Sander King from Black River Falls. That's probably a rematch of a conference match too, huh?
I believe it is.
Drew Hurd on his match out here, still up 2-0 against Romanelli from Boston this season in the semifinal. So we have 2 consolations going on in each end at 138 and 150. Then we got a semifinal championship going on at 144 in the middle. But Ringo gave up the takedown there, right? And now trails 2-0.
A tight match down there, 30 seconds to go. It's 6-5 on mat 1.
I see that. Young man from Wisconsin Dells trailing. That would be Espen Pitts out in front. And now Landon Glassy trying for a takedown, and he's not going to get it. He's not going to give any takedown there. 11 seconds to go. Could have went either way there. 11 seconds though. Glassy's going to have to do something. Oh, he takes a desperation shot.
You can tell we're in the Boston section.
Yep, you can. They end up holding on to that one. 6-5 coming out there. As we look in the center mat here, Hurd still out in front. He just increases his lead now to 8-0. How's Vinny doing down there?
Rodrigo is down 7-0. He gave up some near fall.
Okay.
We're just starting the second period. King elected to start in the down position.
They have an interesting match going on down there.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say they're going to give King the escape. Rodrigo very much better on his feet. So he's trying for a throw, going to power in. And just doesn't have the hips to stay with it, and that's just wrestling experience on Rodrigo's part.
Yeah, he just finally got caught in where he couldn't use his hips.
Well, that will bring his first and only season of wrestling as he goes back to Spain and back to his sport of judo.
There you go.
But, props for trying something new.
Yep. Down on mat number 1, we actually have a consolation, a semifinal going on down there at 150. That's Wyatt Knockreiner as he takes on Jackson Perkins from Prairie du Chien. Junior against junior down there in that action. So we still watch Drew Hurd's match here. And that's 8-0 now as we're in the last 10 seconds of the second period. Drew Hurd out in front 8-0. And that team race, as I watch go on the computer here, it just keeps bouncing around. I think we got our 2 1 and 2s, but we still got a lot to say about where they end up as far as 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of wrestling here to go yet, too.
Yeah, Verocco will still have, they got a 157-pounder still in the hunt. He'll be in a semifinal match with Blaine Permer. We've got a major decision so far with Hurd. He leads 12-0.
12-0 now. Down in our other semifinal, it's still 0-0. And then in the far end down there on your end by mat number 3, we have Eli Rader from Boston Nacita. He takes on Ty Larson, the freshman from River Valley. We'll kind of keep an eye on that one for you too. But as soon as we're done here with the Hurd match for his semifinal, we're going to switch down to Knockreiner and Perkins match down there on mat number 1.
We should see Teague this round. We haven't seen him yet, have we?
You were off doing the search for the program, and we also saw Kleppe and Perkins while you were gone. I thought we were kind of in cruise mode there, but then as soon as I saw them, I go, well, yeah, we hadn't seen them at all yet. So we did get those on. And since you didn't turn my mic off, I think there was points there. Well, now we're going to switch down to mat 1 because Hurd did pin his wrestler here with a minute to go in the third period, so that was a 5-minute pin. So we're going to switch down to the Knockreiner Perkins match with Knockreiner leading 2-0 as we just get started here in the second period. Looking at the other end there, Larson down there is winning 2-0 over Eli Rader. And I think we're going to have a consolation semifinal at 150 here in the middle mat. So we're going to concentrate on Knockreiner's match as he's doing a decent job riding now. I think he must have scored a reversal there to start this period out. And so now he's looking to add to that. And our official here decides that the Prairie du Chien wrestlers on bottom needs to be a little more active. And so he warns him for stalling, which then gets him to open up a little bit more, which gives Knockreiner a chance to run that arm bar a little bit better. And now Knockreiner got out a little too far out front, and Perkins able to grab a double leg, but can he finish it is going to be the key thing here. He's got Knockreiner in a lot of trouble as he's basically locked now through a leg in the. It's going to be a stalemate here, I imagine, pretty soon. Although now Perkins is making it look like he could come out the back, and he does.
Well, Ty Larson's leading 2-0 over, that's Eli Rader.
Rader. Yeah, Rader sounds good. Two to 2 now in that match down there. 10 seconds to go.
Gotta watch that knee.
Now it's going to be interesting to see who has choice. Green has choice. So Knockreiner is going to go down. Must have got a takedown then before. Down the other end, as you mentioned before, Larson now extends his lead to 4-0. In our center match between Cornwell from Nakusa and Ortiz from Arcadia, that's 2-0 in favor of Ortiz. Ortiz right now close to securing a fall there in that Consolation semifinal at 150. Basically at the 2 o'clock hour right now as far as wrestling action, and we're up in the semifinal range about the 150, 157 range. So still a lot of wrestling activity to go on here. Still think my estimate about somewhere between 3 and 3:30 that we might get done with this round.
And they will be taking a 20-minute break after this round. Well, we can thank St. Joseph Equipment, the Sweet Valley Artisan and Valley Fudge, the Bank of Ontario, The Place in Norwalk, Tot Dogs Wrestling Club and Cleary Construction LLC, the Torkelson Funeral Home, Tractor Central, Vernon Electric, Richland Electric, and Scenic Rivers, and Vestbach Oil and Propane for bringing you today's tournament trail action from Richland Center.
Well, warning for stalling there on Knockreiner. This would kind of even things up between the two of them now. But just a lot of spaghetti wrestling going on right now. Neither one of them very much in control. Good call there of a stalemate to maybe get a restart. 6-1 down there. Larson controlling in his match. 7-0 Ortiz in the center mat.
There's that Brush Hollow chicken wing again.
Knockreiner doing a good job of maybe working to get out, but so is Perkins as far as just keeping that leg wrapped in there. Got a power half in.
Well, as soon as that knee gets past the point of potentially dangerous, that was almost a stalemate, really. I mean, there's not a whole lot going to happen right there unless somebody does that.
Oh, wow, we're down. I didn't realize we were down that far. Down to the last 15 seconds now. He's got a cradle locked in. But I don't know if he's going to be able to turn him with it now.
Larson's going to be your winner at 157 in the Consolation semis over Raider of Mauston.
We're going to go sudden victory down here in this championship semifinal.
First one of the day, I think.
I think it is, yeah. See who's got the gas left in the tank. Perkins and Knockreiner at 150 semifinal. Last week at the Clash. Oh yeah, it was a good match last week for third place. 3-2. Knockreiner came out on top. Some people might not have agreed with that, but when you really saw where Perkins was with his hip and everything, he was basically on his side there and didn't really have a whole lot of chance. Yeah. And Knockreiner was around the waist plus had control of the leg. And that's from Crow's Nest up here that I say I'm not going to disagree with the official.
Well, we've got...
Moving on then.
We got Richland Center on mat 3. We're going to have Viroqua and Melman GET.
Well, let's go there in the center.
Semi-final matchup.
You cover that one in the center. I'll keep an eye on, I believe that's Modendine down there on mat number 3. We also have another GET wrestler, Landon Windsor, at 150 in a semifinal as he takes on Brady Abitz from Watoma Wild Rose. And then, like you said, down at the far end there, we have Nicholas Esteban from Arcadia as he takes on Ethan Modendine in a Consolation semifinal at 157.
Blaine will give up the takedown. Gunnar Johnson.
He's a junior with a 36-8 record.
He's got the leg in right now.
Primer right now going into this match 31-12. Still no score down there in the Consolation semifinal, but Bodendine and Windsor still leading 2-0. Back to you though.
Johnson trying to get a tilt. Primer doing a good job fighting that off. He hasn't really worked up to his base. But that's pretty tough with that cross lock. Peterson looking back at his coaches going, what do I do now?
This is Johnson.
Oh, Johnson.
That's okay. There's a good call there. He had to do something there because there wasn't. I don't like that when they start looking around asking their coach what to do. It's almost one of those I kind of feel good about calling the guy for stalling.
Yeah. If you're not coming up with something on your own at that point.
Yeah, that's for sure. He didn't have much of a hold in either.
No.
So we'll see if Blaine can capitalize on the restart. 2-2 down there in the Bodendine match. Keep you tuned with that as we're into the second period now of that match.
Well, the legs go back in, and
now he's getting that power half in there. Got one swipe, another swipe, another swipe. Now he might have got two.
They were pretty quick. But nonetheless, 4-0 your score as the first period comes to an end. Primer is nursing a little bit of a sprained ankle.
Yeah, you can see it taped up there.
Johnson defers over. He'll go neutral.
Bodendine's going to fall down there in the second period. So that would be 2:58 was the fall time. He keeps his season alive. So we'll stay focused on that.
Blaine not super offensive on his feet. He's more of a defensive wrestler. Kind of waits in, likes that front head, which he's got right now. Johnson in on a single, and that's good enough for a takedown. And they'll reset.
That's another one where it basically was on his hip and not a whole lot that he can show that he had a defensive move there. A Turk or a Whizzer there is kind of meaningless.
Yeah, you're not going to get much. And if you do, you're going to be out of bounds.
Well,
6-0, 30 seconds into the second period.
That's basically your only counter that point for that single or double leg shot, and you don't have that in. It's oh wow,
and they're gonna
that was kind of quick.
Hit Primer for stalling as he works up to a tripod. Johnson, little spiral ride, comes over to a sit.
Now he's got a chance here. He's got him rotate out of this.
Kind of wrestling a little funk right now.
Elevates that ankle and just rotates. He'll be all right here.
And Johnson's got double hooks in, so it's stalemate call. They'll reset, 52 seconds to go.
Blaine had a chance there. He just had to rotate that one leg really hard and rotate his hips.
Well, when you get to that position, if you stop moving,
yeah,
all your momentum's gone.
Yeah, there you go. You got to recreate momentum. 2-0 down there, and that would be on mat number 3, Wyatt Moses from Black River Falls leading Braden Peterson, the freshman that we talked about earlier, coach's son from GET. Down at the other end, it's a 2-0 score. Oh, no, it's 2-2 with Landon Windsor from GET and Brady Abitz from Watoma. So back to our championship or semifinal. Well, I guess actually they're all semifinals right now. That's interesting. So semifinal each weight class right now, 150, 157, and 165. 3 semifinals going on right now.
And we're going to have the second period come to an end. It's 6-0. Johnson of Melman GET will have his decision. And there, the coaches are telling him to ride top.
He's done so far with it already. Hasn't made, well, I guess you can say he scored out of it, though.
Loaded him up pretty good from the top. That almost should have been a caution. You almost have to think that the coach is telling him to ride top is just to grind some more of that energy out of him. Typically, that's you don't really put the wrestler that's on top in the score on top in the match. They're going to get, was that Johnson for stalling?
No, that was on Rimmer for stalling.
Oh, they up 7-0 now.
Yep.
Johnson hooks a leg in. Facelift. Got to be a little careful there.
There you go.
Get the reversal. But he's going to give up some near fall. No, he never counted.
No, he shouldn't have. Rimmer did a nice job of keeping a fairly wide base there. And there was the case where we talked about he was in that position. That, wow, that was quick the other way. Wow. Nice job by Primer. Good reversal there.
And that should be a point. Didn't they get Johnson earlier in the match, or was that? Well, I guess I don't know.
And
it'll reset. 41 seconds to go.
I think coaches will remember that. At least he warned him, so they're kind of on equal ground here again.
Well,
I'd almost let him go here and try for something bigger instead of trying to hang on to him here.
Yeah, now it's time for a 5-point move, and
wow, shucks.
Johnson with a takedown. Could be 10-2 now after the escape and the takedown. So Johnson will move into the finals.
Yep.
And Permer will jump down into
third place match.
Consolation side of things.
Third place side, and he's still in a good spot.
Got to win one more to go. If he loses, we might have to win one more after that.
Yep.
It depends on
what happens on the backside
how
there.
That tree shakes out.
Yep, for sure.
So what do we have here?
So
we
got a Blackhawk we could stay here with. Then we got down at the other end there, we got still Black River Falls and GT. We're going to stay right here, I think, for right now.
Oh, we got both Blackhawks, Prairie.
Oh, yeah, we'll stay here then. We got Prairie du Chien against River Valley. We'll get names here for you in a second, but it's at 165. I think that could be Avery going on out there. That's exactly what it is. It's Jeremiah Avery, senior from Prairie du Chien, taking on Hunter Alt from River Valley, the junior. And then down on mat number 1, we have Bryce Lenzendorf from Prairie du Chien in another semifinal at 157. He takes on Sam Ursland from Wisconsin Dells. No score in that bout. 2-0 in favor of Avery here in the center match semifinal. And then we still have our semifinal going on at 165 on the far end here. That is now 11-5 in favor of GT, which is, get there in a second.
Johnson or Peterson. That's where I was getting screwed up.
Oh, you must have Peterson with green leg band.
Oh, Peterson's red. Yeah.
Peterson's red? Well, then he's trailing 11-5. Wow, I wouldn't have done that, but whatever. Black River Falls wrestler has a lot of red on his jersey. That's going to be pretty close to the final score there, though, as Peterson's not able to turn him. Looking in here in our middle match, Jeremiah Avery in the last 10 seconds. 2-0 there, still the score there, as he's done a pretty good job of riding Hunter Alt out through this period. There's a final down there as the Wyatt Moses moves on for Black River Falls. And that's kind of a semi-surprise for me to see them put a wrestler in the finals, but he is going to move on, Wyatt Moses, to the final match at 165 there. And he will take on the winner of this match here that we're watching right now in the center mat here between Avery and Alt. And our other semifinal down here, right now it's still, it's in favor right now of Ursuline. He's up 6-2 on Lenzendorf. Then we glance back at that team race. As we said, it's going to get interesting as you get up here in these upper weight classes, because just like a lot of our really good teams in this area this year, with the exception maybe of Dodgeville, both Prairie du Chien, Fenimore, and Iowa Grant, all three of them, and even can kind of toss Aquinas in there too. They're very good in the upper weights, as Avery just came through with some bonus points here with a fall over Alt, and there was like 33 seconds or a minute 33 left in the period, so that would be 2:27 the pin time there. So we're moving along now. I think maybe my estimate of 3:30 might be a little off. We might get done before 3 o'clock with these semifinals.
DePietro's going to go off to an early lead with a head throw over Weaver of Adams Friendship.
Yep, that's
so he's leading 2-0.
You want to switch down to that one, you can. That'd be fine with me.
We have River Valley and Berlin.
The center match here, that'd be Blake Brickle. We get a chance, we'll come back to that. He takes on Ben Green. That's a semifinal, but I want to show a little bit of Anthony DePietro's match if we can. Get close to a fall down there. Lenzendorf trying to come back. Gets too near a fall. Now 10-8 down there in favor of Lenzendorf.
Well, we're going to get DePietro's going to get warned for stalling. With 26 seconds to go first period, he leads by a score of 2-0.
Just got warned for stalling, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. Green here gets the first takedown in this center semifinal at 175. He leads 2-0 over Blake Brickle from River Valley.
Trying to lock up a near side cradle, going to drop down to a single with 7 seconds to go. Got to be careful not to give up any points this short time.
Oh.
They'll go into the second period. Looks like it's going to be DePietro's decision. He'll defer. Weaver. They're going to go neutral.
Got 3 really close matches out here. As soon as I say that, young man from Berlin puts in a nice turn and is going to score some more back points against Brickle. Down in the other end down there in that other semifinal match, it's
Petro's got a
go ahead.
Berlin or Weaver tried to go for a head throw. DePietro able to pop his head out and get the takedown, extend his lead up 4-0 as he tries for a little step through and a tilt.
It started out as a tilt, but now it's going to a headlock.
And that is tight.
Yep, it's gone.
And DePietro will move on to That was a consolation semi.
It should put him in the 5th place match, I would think.
So he's still alive today.
Yep. Hoping for that proverbial 4th place wrestleback. (14-9) down there in the semifinal, and I want to switch. What do we got coming up there? No, we got a Hornet wrestler coming up there. We're going to stay there.
We got Swears and
that's Wrestling Center wrestler. We're going to stay down there. That's Swears against Mason Jelenic in a semifinal bout. Mason had a good match last round. Stay in that. And then we're still here in the center mat. Green is leading 7-0. Lenzendorf with 25 seconds to go down there. Mat number 1 is up 14-9 now over Ursuline. It's going to be a tough matchup here for Jelenic. This Espen Swears is one of Mauston's better wrestlers. Toss him right up there with Gillen and Gazda. Those are some 3 fine good wrestlers for Mauston. Jelenic doing a nice job driving in, but so far Swears has been countering that. There's what I thought he was going to do. He's looking for a snap down and a spin behind. Swears is a very quick young man. It's down on the far end here. Bryce Baumgartner for Prairie du Chien comes up with a 14-9 win there, and he adds to Prairie's point total. And that's going to be one of these interesting. Is this lead? We separated, I think, our 2 teams, Carl, but the lead just seems to be kind of flip-flopping back and forth between the 2 of them. It's about 10 points right now between the 2, or 7 or 8, but it's kind of just a matter of who's on top type thing. Prairie still has probably one of their better wrestlers, Blake Theory, here coming up pretty soon. And he's usually one of those guys that you can count on winning, and then you can also count on him putting bonus points up there too. Russell back here, Consolation semifinal at 165. Mat number 1, that's Jaden Zimbauer from Austin Necedah, as he takes Austin Fernholtz from Arcadion, and that's probably have seen each other sometime this year too, but I'm not sure of that. In our Blackhawk match here with Blake Brickle, he's having a tough time against Ben Green. It's 11-2, as we saw Espen Swears got 2 for a takedown and 3 for a near fall there against Jelenic in the first period. So we'll be going to the second period with a 5-0 lead. Close to a fall down there now on mat number 1, and that would be Jaden Zimbauer from Mauston, and there's the fall. So you can tell we're in the Mauston crowd here. They're still into it. They got a team that's in 3rd place, and they're still having a good day. They got one of their better wrestlers coming up in Hayden Gillen. He'll bounce some points back in their schedule at 190. Still 5-0 down there. Jelenic comes to his feet. Nice return, though, by Swears. Did a nice job of making it look good, but not being unnecessary. 11-2 here, still in favor of Ben Green in their center mat at 175. Getting pretty close to be getting into the last 3 weight classes of the afternoon. And then there's that proverbial lunch break time that's good for all of us. Even the fine concession stands out there. You still got time if you're interested. Like we say, finals are winding down here as we're getting to the last 3 weight classes. But I would wager if you could get out here somewhere around 3 o'clock, you're going to see some of the best finals and placement matches around. So don't be afraid to jump in that vehicle. There's still some seating space out here, although we do have pretty full seating, but there's still room for you. And I'm sure that concession stand out there by the Richland Center Booster Club, we'll put a little plug in for them. They'd be happy to serve you.
I'll bet.
Final here in the center mat. and that would be the young man from Berlin, Benny Green. He's going to be moving on to the finals with a 13-2 win. It's now 8-0 down there in our other semifinal. As Jelenik gave up a takedown and now gives up a stalling warning to Espy Swears. And that should be here pretty close. I would think we would see Hayden Gillen here pretty quick. But we're going to go, I believe, another consolation semifinal in their center mat.
Well, we're heading to the third period. Swears is leading 8-0.
Yep. So I think Gillen's going to be up on one of these ends, either on mat 1 or mat 3. Should look down in the bottom there where you told me to look before. Yeah, he's going to come up down there on mat number 3. So we're going to stay right down there because we got to give him a little shout out here. Plus, keep our big man sitting next to us over here, Randy Gillen, happy. Give him a little TV time for his son. He's still one of the nicest heavyweights I've ever met. He used to have some real keen battles with, he still talks about it to this day, Mark McCauley, who lives here in Richland Center. He used to frustrate the heck out of Randy. Randy was on the top end of the score, but he really had a heck of a time putting Mark to the mat, maybe pinning him. Well, tough run here for Mason, but he's still in the tournament here. You know, it's going to be miraculous for him to make a big turnaround as he's giving up more back points. Espy Swears is one of Boston's better wrestlers right now, supporting as a junior a 41-6 record. So, I mean, this is a good spot for Mason. He can still advance through the tournament here. He's just going to have to do it in the round of 3. Like we said, that's another consolation semifinal here in the middle mat now. It's Yevon Ravi from Black River Falls. He takes on Aaron Dunnigan from Melrose GET or GET Melrose, whatever you want to say. 12-0 down there for Mason, and if they go over this time, it'll be a tech fall or the period will end. One way or the other, it's going to be over. And we should be seeing Hayden Gillian stepping on the mat, and he'll be going against S. King. I believe that's from...
That's Sander King from Black River.
Okay, from Black River. Okay. So we got 2 consolation semifinals, and we're going to bump up to 190 down here on mat number 3. Finally ended up just a tech fall, didn't it?
Period ended, but...
Okay, but it ended up tech fall then, yeah. 15-0.
Once the near fall was awarded.
Yep. So down there on mat 3, we're going to stay down there. We don't see much else coming up. With Hayden Gillen, the highly ranked wrestler here for Boston, Nisita. He's going to try to punch his championship ticket. 2 other consolations. We are going to, though, turn it to my good colleague Carl to read a couple sponsors, though. We just better get them in there while we've got a chance.
Yes, I got just a few left to go. So we'll say thank you to the Viroqua VFW, the Viroqua Dental Center, Viroqua's Village Market, Ray's Gas and Goodies, Viroqua Wrestling Club, Westby Truck and Equipment, LLC, Wang Farms, LLC, and the Westby Wrestling Club, all helping to bring you today's matchups.
Well, Sullivan King is kind of showed Hayden he's not going to go quietly. There could be a good scramble there in the first 15 seconds.
Oh, a little toss by Gillen.
Well, he gave him a takedown on that first floor. I was kind of surprised, but now Hayden gets another takedown.
And he was able to hook the leg and roll him through, but Gillen's just a little bit too good for that.
Yeah, I know it, yeah. Did get 2 near fall there and maintains control, so a nice 7-1 lead. But this King is showing that he's He's a good scrapper. He's got a 10-4 record here, I see. So I'm kind of impressed to see a couple of these Black River Falls wrestlers being very competitive. Uh-oh, now he's going to get caught there, though, and going to give up a few more back points now to Hayden.
And he's just going to kind of let him wiggle himself in tight.
Yeah, now he's going to switch off to a headlock on the other side.
And now he's hip down, he's walked ahead.
Oh, forgot one thing, though.
Yeah, he forgot an arm.
Yep. Dad's smiling, though.
Well, you know you get excited.
Yeah, I know that. Still nice lead, 10-2. Somebody's bleeding, though. Appears to be the Mr. King from Black River has got a bloody nose. Looking at our other matches, we've got a final down here on mat number 1. That would be David Aguilar from Arcadia as he beats Darian Jackson from Prairie du Chien and moves on there in the consolation side of the tournament in that 5th place match. That should get us to either another consolation semifinal, I believe, at 190 here. This is a young man from River Valley who's got that banged up head there early in the tournament here, and he just keeps rolling along, though, yet, Carl. We're going to get back to action on there. Mat number 1 is Hayden Gillen out to a 10-2 lead. 45 seconds to go here in the first period. We still are. Just extremely strong on top and does a nice job riding. Very athletic. Still a junior. 43-3 on the year is Hayden. Down to the other end there, we have Gunnar Krause. He's taking on Pierce Conway, and like I said, that's a consolation semifinal at 190. We're going to finish Hayden's match. And then maybe we'll move down there and catch the latter part of Pierce Conway's match. Right now, Hayden's out and going to be out in front again here. Oh, I thought he'd pick up some back points there, but I guess not. We're going to go in the second period with that 10-2 lead. Now he's going to go choose down for the start of the second period here. Our middle bout is a consolation semifinal at 175, and right now Aaron Dunnigan from GET is leading that 10-2 over Yvonne Ravi from Black River Falls. Looking down on Pierce Conway's match, he just scored a reversal of his own, and that match is now 2-2 as he looks for back points. Maybe looks for the fall himself. As you watched Hayden Gillen get a reversal there, and now scoring back points again, and now real close to the fall here. So far over the top, though, that he made it hard for the official to see. Did score the 3 near fall, or maybe just 2. Well, I think it was 3. Oh, now he's got it in a real bad way, and there's the fall. 12-2 in the center, Matt, as Dunnigan won there, but Gillen gets a pin there with 58 seconds, so it'd be 2:58. And so we're going to stay right on that match because coming right behind him is going to be Cole Brenninger of Richland Center, and he's going to be taking on his semifinal bout. Thought we would get down to Conway's match, but we're going to stay here on mat number 3 and do Cole Brenninger's match. We do have a new match, another consolation semifinal in our center mat. We'll get to those wrestlers. The Prairie du Chien wrestler, by the time we get to him, he's going to have a fall, though. And there it is in the center mat. That was Jack McKeachum. He keeps his day alive with a 20-second pin. Now on the far end down here, this is going to be a good match. This is Jacob Martin, a sophomore with a 33-6 record as he takes on Cole Brenninger from Richland Center, 35-7. Cole, though, gets him in a lot of trouble right away. It's a 2 takedown and 2 near fall. Good job by Cole there, as he used his balance and hips there and outmaneuvered the young man from Berlin, which is Martin. Final on the end down there. And good to see him keep his day alive as Pierce Conway comes up with a fall down there. Looked like it was 2 minutes and 35 seconds into the second period there. So he keeps his day alive and has a chance for 5th place. Moving back to Brenninger's match, doing a nice job riding. In the middle match here, we have a 2:15 match between John Yellowfeather from Nakusa Assumption. And he takes on Lando Savario from Otoma Wild Rose. And then down here, you were asking about him, Carl, Blake Theory down there in a match in semifinal action against Jaron Hansen from Boston, Nacita. Jaron with a decent sophomore with a record of 23-21, but 40-1 Theory. His only loss was in the bi-state finals. Brenninger's still doing a nice job of riding here. We got 14 seconds to go. Key here not to give up any points in this period against Green and go in that second period with that nice 4-0 lead. Breaks that first move down. Now just got to ride him out the last 5 seconds here.
And Theory's done.
Theory's already done, huh? Okay, yeah. Watching Brenninger down, I'm glad you turned your head and caught that.
And those guys are almost carbon copies of each other.
Yes, between them. 47-second pin there by Blake Theory, and now we're kind of caught. We have Richland Center on both ends with Teak Perkins down here. This should be a good match here too, but we're going to kind of watch both ways. I don't know, it'd probably be best, Carl, if you take over that one. I'm at 3, and I'll watch Perkins down here. You do the play-by-play on Brenninger. I'll just keep everybody up to date on Teague down here.
Well, Brenninger with the escape. Now it's 5-0. Both wrestlers on their feet, just 20 seconds into the second period.
Down here in this championship bout at 2:15, Braden Lockington, a fine wrestler, senior from our GET Melmin, takes on Teague Perkins, the senior from Richland Center, 36-5 against 38-6. Back to you, Carl.
Well, both were looking for a throw. That Martin tried to go down for an ankle pick. Now both back up, fighting hands and forehead to forehead. Perkins, 6 seconds to go.
Yep. Perkins tried for a headlock. It slipped off, and he gave up a relatively easy takedown to Lockington. Minute 15 to get out.
We're still on our feet, kind of pushing back and forth. Got a heavysweight semifinal.
Oh yeah, we do.
Jimenez
yeah.
and
that's Kleppe, Braden Kleppe out there against Cisco Jimenez.
Brenninger is going to get a takedown to edge his lead.
Perkins has got a nice move on down here. He's got Lockington in a lot of trouble, but he hasn't got the back points yet. Hasn't even really scored the reversal yet. The referee's holding the points, but now he's going to get the reversal. But he's not quite turned him there yet.
So Martin gets his choice to start the third period. They're going to go on their feet. Brenninger leading by a score of 7-0.
Oh, nice trip there by Jimenez and he got the fall in our 285-pound match. Wow, be careful, be careful. Teague just quite couldn't get the turn, but boy, he really... It was close for the turn down there. Kleppe still got a shot here. Back to you, Carl.
Well, we're still on our feet. Brenninger leads 7-0. Martin in on a double. Benninger doing a good job stuffing the head. He's got that near ankle. Got him stretched out, now into a front head. Back up to their feet, no score. Minute to go. And a big counter, but Martin's going to get the takedown right into near fall. He's got the headlock, and it looks like the arm may have slipped out, so it goes to an illegal hold. So he'll get 2 for the takedown, 2 near fall, 2 takedown, 2 near fall, 1 illegal hold because the arm slipped out. So 8-4. Martin is going to be riding top control. And we've got a little bit of a explanation to the coaches of what happened.
Down the other end here, Teague did give up an escape. It's 3-2. Less than a minute to go here in the second period with Lockington out in front right now.
Yeah, and Martin is going to elect to give Brenninger the escape 9-4 as he's hoping for another big throw. 5-point move would tie it.
That's really what Cole needs to stay out of right now. He just needs to go back to his single and double leg attack.
Yep. Martin in on a single. Brenninger fighting off. He's kind of getting his hips back, laces down.
Teague, go ahead. Teague almost had a nice snap under, duck under there for a takedown, but
Brenninger will get a takedown with 15 seconds to go. A roll through from Martin. It's going to be too little, too late. He'll catch him on it. 11-4 is how we'll end that match.
Got to drive in, Teague. Drive in, all right.
Brenninger will move on to the finals.
Here, switch down here just in time. As Teague just got a takedown here at the end of this period and hangs on. Got a takedown. Nice snap under. Leads 4-3 as we go into the last 2 minutes of the match here. So good to see Brenninger in the finals. Basically solidifies himself. He will be going to the Dells one way or the other. Nice move here by Teague. Quick switch. Reversing the roles here against Lockington. And now is up 6-3. Now looking for cradle. Coming up. Looking for a spin dump here on that single leg. Got to stay up on your feet. Stay up on your feet. Get the spin dump. Decides to let him go. 6-4 now. Next takedown is big. The standing's up nice, but you got to make sure you don't step off this thing. You right, Carl? I don't think Randy would like it if I fall on him.
Who have we got? We've got Prairie du Chine's heavyweight and Black River Falls heavyweight.
Yep.
And that's
I'll get it up here for you.
Keanu Maphis.
Oh yeah, these are kind of the last couple bouts going on here now, aren't they? Yep, they haven't posted up there. Still 6-4. We got right now getting close to 1:10 left. We'll get you names there in just a second, Carl, as soon as they flash them in here for us. And I guarantee you're going to, I won't guarantee that because I don't know if they'll be there, but you're right. Jack Simmons from Prairie du Chine. This is actually a semifinal against Keanu Maphis.
Oh, and they got Perkins for stalling. They're going to give Lockington a point.
Oh, now a takedown is big here. Teague just got to stay with his aggression here. 35 seconds to go in this match. Now another try for a throw there. Teague gave up the takedown there. Now he's got to get out.
That's 7-6 with 20 seconds on his feet. And he's tied up. We got ourselves a match.
7-7.
and he can't back up at all. And there was a little bit of an unintentional headbutt right at the end. I don't think he meant to do it. It was just kind of.
I would say more, instead of calling it a headbutt, it was their heads collided, because it was just like you say, he was just trying to secure that last takedown on the edge there, but it just happened that his top of his head went into Lockington's face, and so it was unfortunate for both wrestlers.
No malicious intent.
There, that's a good way to say it too. Nice job, Carl.
Oh, and we've got Simmons is in pinning combination. He's going to get the pin. Minute 48 pin time for Jack Simmons over Keanu Maphis of Black River Falls, who is obviously giving up some weight at 285.
They're doing a good job here. They're making sure that Braden's got all of his faculties about him. You know, he took a pretty good blow to the face. And so the trainer's making sure, and this is where that head and neck rule in the state of Wisconsin, I really like that, and they've actually adopted in other places. Both coaches fired up here. I'd like to tell you how much time we have left. This was the clock that happened to us once before. All right, back to 15 seconds. So is somebody going to be aggressive here in the last 10?
No, nothing. And these are what semifinal matches should be.
Oh, just as they fell out of bounds, it would have been there, but as they fell, the whistle blew. So now we go to sudden victory. Now they got a minute. This depends on how intense they want to be right away.
We've got another heavyweight bout on mat 3. Dalton Melvin of Watoma Wild Rose.
Consolation one down there.
Yep, and Dawson Gordon of Mauston. Out of bounds.
Good thing. Nice shot here. Just got to come up from that. Has to come up from that. Drive in.
Oh, no. Well, Lockington will get to see what theory is made of.
Yep. Good match by both wrestlers. Tremendous match to watch them both wrestle. And again, for both of them, it's still the idea of you got to qualify. And so they're both still sitting in good spots.
We're going on to the last match before break.
Yep.
Take this chance to finish up my list of sponsors with the Westby Co-op Creamery, WCCU, Westby Rod and Gun and Rockton Grill, Wright Insurance Agency of Westby, and the Riverdale Wrestling Club, and of course, Ken Manning and Western Wisconsin Video Productions. And right now, we're in near fall criteria, and
there's the fall. Yep.
And that is Dawson Gordon of Mauston, Macedo.
Yep.
And we'll take a break before we come back with the consolation finals and the finals. So for those of you watching tape delay, we'll be right back after a word from these sponsors. You guys watching live, we'll be back in about 20 minutes with the final round.